Welcome, my friends, to the Bob and Brad podcast. My name is Mike Keenitz, and I'm a PT assistant. Today, we are interviewing Andy Mant, who is the founder of BLUblox. We're going to be talking about blue light and its positive or negative effects on the human body. How can light affect your sleep quality?
Great question. It all actually stems back many thousands of years. As humans, we developed something called a circadian rhythm. Okay, so think of this as a little clock system that's located in your brain, and it tells the time by environmental cues. And the main cue from the environment was natural light. It was from sunlight. So the sunlight spectrum changed throughout the day, and it gave us messages to this biological clock system, the circadian rhythm in our brain, to tell us what time of day it was. And during the day, it sent messages to our brain to increase cortisol, which keeps us alert and awake, to increase dopamine, which makes us feel happy and just really sort of feel really well and happy during the day. And it also stimulated the production of of serotonin, which is later used in the evening to help with sleep. Now, what happens with our circadian rhythm is once the sun has set, there's no blue light present. There's no natural light present except for maybe red light or orange light from a campfire. And it was these cues that then signaled to our circadian rhythm that it's time for bed, start to release melatonin, which will help with sleep, quality of sleep, quantity of sleep. And this happened for thousands of years uninterrupted. Now, what we've done in our modern world is we've brought sunlight inside. So we've brought all these little artificial suns into our life. So during the day, they're in our LED backlit digital devices, maybe on your laptop or computer at work or your smartphone, the LED lighting that is, above your head in your house or your office. All this emits light, and that is sending messages to our ancient circadian rhythm system to tell us times of the day, to tell us, what hormones to release, what neurotransmitters to release, and which ones to suppress. That's all very well during the day, but after sunset, the human body isn't naturally meant to be exposed to artificial light or to natural light for that matter in the blue range, which is very high in LED backlit digital devices. Our ancestors would have only seen campfire and firelight, which contain the red and orange ranges that basically don't disrupt sleep or melatonin. So what studies have found, there's been many conducted in clinical trials and the medical peer-reviewed academic literature that shows that certain frequencies of light, specifically those found in LED backlit devices in your home and office lighting, is telling your brain circadian rhythm system that it's daytime at the wrong time of day, aka at nighttime. And what this is then doing is it's sending the wrong signals to the brain to suppress melatonin production, which is our sleep hormone, to raise cortisol levels, which keeps us feeling awake and alert, and over time can lead to issues like stress, which means that we're struggling to fall asleep, we're struggling to stay asleep, and this is affecting negatively our sleep quality and quantity. And studies have shown, specifically in Harvard Health, that if we reduce the level of sleep quality, our levels and risk factors for a lot of chronic diseases also increase as well. So sleep is very important and very much governed by circadian biology. What we can do in order to improve our sleep is limit our time on digital devices. We can switch to bulbs in our house that don't emit blue light, such as full spectrum light bulbs. We can also use things like blue light blocking glasses with orange lenses, which can help block the frequencies of light that are sending the wrong signals to our brain after dark, which will then all help improve our sleep. It's also very interesting that it's not just through your eyes that light needs to pass in the evenings to disrupt your sleep. It's actually been shown that we contain something called melanopsin, which was originally thought just to be present in the eyes, actually in the skin, which if we're exposed to artificial blue light after sunset, and we're wearing blue light blocking glasses and we're still exposing our skin, we can still down regulate the production of melatonin, which can still affect our sleep. So it's very important that you don't just wear blue light blocking glasses in the evening to help your sleep and block those negative biological frequencies from sending the wrong signaling systems to your brain, you must also install circadian friendly lighting, cover your skin in the evening so that the melanopsin receptors, which are receptors to blue light, don't pick up those signals and also disrupt your sleep.
What are the effects of blue light and how can blue blocking glasses help?
Yeah, the effects of blue light are well documented in the academic literature. It ranges from negative effects during the day and also negative effects during the evening. So, blue light inherently isn't too much of an issue during the day if it's received in full spectrum form. So, that's from sunlight. So, the level of blue light from sunlight is very much the same as the green light, the yellow light, the amber light, and the red light. And it's these frequencies of light that, when they're balanced, which provide us, great biological importance, such as, hormone release and suppression, neurotransmitter release and suppression. And, blue light, full spectrum light governs everything, such as like how we metabolize food, how we produce ATP, which is energy in our bodies, all the way up to how our cells react under daylight, which is all very positive for us as human beings. The issue we've got in today's world during the day is the backlit LED digital devices that we're using. So your laptop, your smartphone, even all the way up to house office lighting, fridge lights, tablets, you name it. If it's got an LED in it, it's typically going to emit artificial light. And during the day, what they've done in these LED backlit devices is they've left the blue component in there, a little bit of the green, and they've reduced down the red and orange components of the light. Now, it's the red and the orange, through countless peer-reviewed studies, to be restorative frequencies of light. Blue light, on the other hand, in multiple studies, have also shown that when that's received by the body and skin, it can cause cellular damage. So it can cause cellular damage, advanced aging to the skin. It can cause degradation of the eye. So you can have things like digital eye strain, sore, tired eyes at the end of the day, and it can impact your sleep later on in the day. And that happens when it's in isolation, because we've stripped out all the restorative red light from LEDs, where sunlight is obviously full spectrum. So what you can do to mitigate that during the day is you can reduce the level of blue light down in line with the other colors that are present in your LED backlit devices and your office lighting. And you do that by wearing blue light filtering glasses. You don't want to wear blue light blocking glasses during the day, because you don't want to block blue light. It's essential for optimal hormonal production to keep you alert and awake and regulate your circadian rhythm correctly. So never block blue light during the day. Just reduce it down by between about 10 to 50%, depending on your sensitivity to light during the day. You'll know if you've got a real chronic sensitivity to light, because you'll get migraines and headaches when working under artificial light. And then you probably want to block more of the blue light during the day, not all of it, but probably up to about 50%. And by doing that, you would wear yellow lens blue light blocking glasses. If you don't have a sensitivity to light during the day, you'll know this because you perhaps just get a little bit of a sore eyes during the day, or maybe feel a bit fatigued. You would wear computer glasses, blue light filtering glasses that have a clear lens that filter down between about 5 and 30% of the blue light. It's also very important to balance light during the day. So as I mentioned, we're exposed during the day ancestrally to full spectrum sunlight, all the blues, the greens, the purples, the reds, the yellows, and the ambers, okay, all in the same frequencies. So you can start by having things like salt lamps maybe next to your computer to bring more orange light back into your environment. So all the light that the LED manufacturers have stripped out, you're putting back in around your desk. You can have red light bulbs, you can have yellow light bulbs, and you can have things like full spectrum lighting as well, which is fantastic to balance out the spectrum. So that's all very well during the day. After dark, it's a little bit different, because our bodies aren't historically and ancestrally meant to be exposed to blue light after sunset. If you think to how we would have evolved in nature and our ancestors before the advent of artificial lighting, would we have seen blue light after sunset? And the answer is categorically no, we wouldn't have done. We would have seen the reds, oranges, and yellows of a campfire. And when you spectrum test report a campfire, you will see it's only those frequencies of light that are present. The only small amount of blue light that might have been present to our ancestors would have been from the moon and from the stars, but studies have shown that the lux level, the intensity of that light, has no impact on biological daily rhythms found in our circadian rhythm. They're more tied to monthly rhythms in humans. So what we've done is, because we've brought artificial light back into our world after sunset, we're then tricking our circadian rhythm into telling us that it's daytime, because blue light is only present during the day, and that tells our brains that it's daytime and to be alert and awake. By having these artificial sources of light in our homes after sunset, it's telling our brain to be alert and awake and not to unwind, relax, produce melatonin, and be in a parasympathetic state before bedtime. You tie that in with the modern day pressures of social media, watching television programs before bed. You've got all that anxiety, all that stress building up from watching perhaps your favorite shows on TV, or the pressures of social media, coupled with the negative biological effects of blue light being present at a time of day when you're supposed to be unwinding, relaxing, basically stoking up your nervous system, stoking up your hormonal system to make you feel alert and awake, which then impacts your sleep negatively from a quality and quantity standpoint, which can then increase your likelihood of chronic disease later on in life. Now, the way to mitigate this, because you've got two ways. You can throw out all your digital devices and live in a cave somewhere, but we don't want to be doing that. We want to be embracing modern day technology. We just want to do something called biohacking that technology, which would mean things like wearing blue light blocking glasses with a red lens after sunset. No, you're not going to see everything. Block out all the blue light and make those objects appear green and black. And you also want to manage some of the green light that's coming out of these devices as well. A good quality of evidence-backed lab-produced blue light blocking glasses can do that. Amber, orange, red lens. The ones off Amazon and eBay aren't going to do that because they're mass-produced overseas in a factory, not an optics lab, and they will not filter the correct frequencies of light. Your brain doesn't care if it sees 99% of blue and green light between 400 and 550 nanometers or 1% of it. It will still send the same message to the brain that it's daytime. So you need to ensure that you block 100% within the specific melatonin disruption range. And that can only be found in lab-produced, optics lab-produced blue light blocking glasses. You can also go one step further, protect your skin from influencing melatonin production as well. Studies have shown that they had a set of participants in one study that basically had a blue light shined behind their knee during the evening hours, and a group that didn't. And the ones that had blue light shining on their knee actually produced less melatonin, which is your sleep hormone, than the group that didn't have the blue light administered to the skin. So therefore, it's important to maybe install red light bulbs in your house as well, circadian friendly lighting. And also, if you're going to read after dark, make sure your book light only emits red light as well. That's really important. Blue light can also impact you whilst you sleep. So it's all very well taking the steps to wear blue light blocking glasses leading up to bedtime. But when you sleep, if you haven't got blackout curtains, or if you've got electronics in your room that are emitting artificial light, then you're going to be impacting your sleep as well. Studies have shown that you can impact the melatonin production even with your eyes closed while sleeping, because blue light can still come through the skin and the closed eyes and downregulate the melatonin production that's going to keep you from having restorative sleep. So you might want to wear a 100% blackout sleep mask. That can help you. Make sure it's 100% blackout, and make sure you can fully open your eyes when wearing a sleep mask, because pressure on the eyes over a long period of time, like several years, may lead to eye pressure related problems. Things like glaucoma could be an issue. So make sure your sleep mask can fully open your eyes. So just to summarize, during the day, blue light filtering glasses, fantastic. They're clear lenses if you don't have a sensitivity to blue light. If you have a sensitivity to blue light, maybe you've got photophobia, migraines, headaches when using a computer or smartphone, or just being under artificial light, wear your yellow lens light sensitivity glasses. Block up to 50% of the blue light, not all of it. Very important not to block all blue light during the day. After sunset, it's essential to block 100% of blue light and the majority of green light between 400 and 550 nanometers. If the science sounds a bit too much, all you've got to do is ask the company you go to whether their glasses, what their glasses are blocking for sleep. And if it's anything less than 100% between 400 and 550 nanometers, don't purchase them, because your brain doesn't care how much blue light you see after sunset. It will still downregulate melatonin and destroy your sleep quality. So that's it in a nutshell in terms of what you need to do to get better sleep and manage blue light during the day.
So where can people find out more information about you, Andy?
So if people want to find out a lot more about what I'm talking about from a relation to biohacking and circadian biology, sleep and light, and how it impacts us biologically, the best place is our website. So it's boncharge.com, BONCHARGE.com, and then go to the blog section and the learn sections on that website, where I curate and write that kind of information on there. And you can then take a deeper dive into the science. Everything is peer reviewed, study related, and backed by the academic literature. And you can then read more on your favorite subjects and the ones that interest you the most. There's great articles on there about blue light, sleep, sleep masks, circadian biology, full spectrum lighting, even red light therapy and cold therapy, if people are interested in that as well.